What's the badass thing a friend has done to help you? My friend Marcus saved me from the worst year of my life without me even knowing he was doing it. I was stuck living with my girlfriend Natalie, who seemed perfect to everyone else. She was funny and charming when people were around, always cracking jokes and making everyone laugh at parties. But the second we got home, she turned into someone completely different. Natalie would scream at me for leaving dishes in the sink for 5 minutes. She threw my PlayStation controller at the wall because I didn't pause my game fast enough when she wanted to talk. One time, she locked me outside in February because I forgot to pick up milk on the way home. I stood there in a t-shirt and jeans for 3 hours until she let me back in. But the worst part wasn't even the screaming or throwing things. Natalie had put cameras everywhere in our apartment. Little hidden ones she bought online. She told me it was for security, but she used them to watch everything I did. If I checked my phone while she was at work, she'd come home asking who I was texting. If I cried after she yelled at me, she'd mock me later for being a baby. The cameras weren't even the worst part, though. She had videos of us together, private stuff stored on her computer. Anytime I tried to leave or threatened to break up with her, she'd remind me about those videos. She said she'd send them to my boss, my parents, everyone I knew if I ever left her. I felt completely trapped. I couldn't tell anyone because who would believe me? Natalie worked at an elementary school and everyone loved her. She volunteered at animal shelters on weekends. To the outside world, she was this amazing person, and I was the lucky guy dating her. One day, I completely broke down. I was having a panic attack in my car after work, hyperventilating and crying when my old college roommate Marcus called. Marcus was this quiet tech guy who never talked much about feelings or personal stuff, but something about his calm voice made me spill everything. I told him about the cameras, the threats, the videos, all of it. Marcus just listened. He didn't tell me to leave her or ask why I stayed. He just said he was sorry I was going through that. A week later, he asked if he could come over to hang out and have some beers. Natalie was at her sister's place that night, so I said, sure. While we were drinking, Marcus asked if he could use my laptop to check something for work. I thought nothing of it and handed it over. He spent maybe 20 minutes typing while we talked about other stuff. I figured he was just checking emails or whatever, but I realized now that Marcus was doing something way more important. Over the next month, Marcus started asking me weird technical questions, like what router we used for internet, or if Natalie ever left her laptop open. I thought he was just making conversation, but Marcus was actually taking apart Natalie's entire digital setup piece by piece. Turns out, Natalie was using cheap spyware she bought online. She wasn't some tech genius, just a control freak who found easy software and thought she was clever. Marcus traced everything back to her personal cloud account, where she stored all the footage. He found login information, account details, even the receipts for when she bought the spy cameras. But Marcus didn't just find the evidence. He gathered screenshots of every threatening text she sent me. He saved recordings of her screaming that the cameras had picked up. He documented everything for weeks, building this massive file of proof. And then he did something incredible. Marcus wiped the cloud folder where she kept those videos she used to threaten me. Just deleted everything. All her blackmail material was gone. But he made sure to save copies of all the evidence against her first. The next week, Marcus sent an anonymous package to Natalie's elementary school. It contained printed screenshots of her surveillance setup and examples of her threatening messages to me. He included a note explaining that this person worked with children and was using hidden cameras to stalk her boyfriend. Natalie got fired immediately. The school board saw that evidence and terminated her the same day. They couldn't have someone working with kids who was using spy cameras and making threats. My friend Marcus saved me from the worst year of my life without me even knowing he was doing it. If you'd met me back then, you would have thought I was just another guy with a sweet girlfriend and a normal life. But inside my own home, I was basically living in a prison. Her name was Natalie. Everyone thought she was perfect, funny, charming, and the kind of person who made everyone else feel special. She'd host parties where she was the center of attention, cracking jokes, hugging friends, baking cookies for neighbors. People used to tell me how lucky I was to be dating her. But the second the door closed behind us, she became someone completely different. She'd scream at me for the smallest things, leaving a glass in the sink for 5 minutes, forgetting to take my shoes off right by the door. Once, I came home late from work, and she threw my PlayStation controller at the wall so hard it broke into pieces because I didn't pause my game fast enough when she wanted to talk. Another time, she locked me outside in February, wearing only a t-shirt and jeans because I forgot to pick up milk on my way home. She left me there for 3 hours while she taught me a lesson. When she finally opened the door, she laughed like nothing had happened. But the screaming and throwing things weren't even the worst part. Natalie had installed hidden cameras everywhere in our apartment, tiny ones she bought online. She told me it was for security, but she used them to watch me constantly. If I checked my phone while she was at work, she'd come home and interrogate me about who I was texting. If I cried after one of her tirades, she'd mock me later for being weak or pathetic. And she had leverage, private videos of us stored on her computer. Every time I even hinted at leaving, she'd remind me about those videos. She'd tell me she'd send them to my boss, my parents, even my old college professors if I ever tried to walk out. I felt completely trapped. I couldn't tell anyone because who would believe me? To everyone else, Natalie was the perfect girlfriend. She worked at an elementary school, volunteered at animal shelters, posted inspirational quotes online. If I spoke up, I'd look like the crazy one. One day, sitting in my car after work, I completely broke down. I was having a full-blown panic attack, hyperventilating, shaking, when my phone buzzed. It was Marcus, my old college roommate. Marcus was a quiet guy, a tech geek who could code in 3 languages, but never talked about feelings. Something about his calm voice broke me, though. Without planning to, I spilled everything. About the cameras, the threats, the videos, all of it. Marcus didn't tell me to leave her. He didn't judge me or ask why I'd stayed so long. He just said, "I'm sorry you're going through that. Yes, that's not okay." Then he said something I didn't expect. "I think I can help." A week later, Marcus asked if he could come over to hang out. Natalie was at her sister's that night, so I said sure. We cracked open some beers. At one point, Marcus asked if he could use my laptop to check something for work. I handed it over without thinking. He sat there quietly typing while we talked about sports and old college stories. I thought nothing of it at the time, but Marcus wasn't checking emails. He was doing something far bigger. Over the next month, Marcus started texting me odd questions. What brand of router do you guys have? Does Natalie leave her laptop open when she's not home? Does she use the same passwords for multiple accounts? I thought he was just making conversation. In reality, Marcus was pulling apart Natalie's entire digital setup piece by piece. Turns out Natalie wasn't some tech genius. She was just a control freak using cheap spyware she bought online. Marcus traced everything back to her personal cloud account where she stored all the footage. He found her logins, her purchase receipts for the hidden cameras, even the folder where she kept the private videos she used to threaten me. But Marcus didn't just find the evidence. He built a case. He took screenshots of every threatening text she sent me. He saved audio of her screaming that the cameras had picked up. He documented every piece of proof until he had a digital mountain of evidence. Then Marcus did something incredible. One night, while Natalie was at work, he came over under the pretense of fixing my Wi-Fi. In less than an hour, he'd wiped the entire cloud folder where she kept the blackmail videos. Gone. Just like that, everything she'd been using to trap me vanished. But Marcus wasn't reckless. He'd already saved copies of everything she had done to me. The next week, Marcus mailed an anonymous package to the school where Natalie worked. It contained printed screenshots of her surveillance setup, examples of her threatening messages, and a detailed note explaining that this person, someone, who worked with children, was secretly spying on and blackmailing her boyfriend. Natalie got fired immediately. The school board didn't even hesitate. They couldn't have someone working with kids who was using spy cameras and making threats at home. When Natalie came home after getting fired, she tried to spin it as some kind of misunderstanding, but she'd lost all her leverage. Her cloud account was empty, her job was gone, and I finally saw her for who she really was, a bully with no power left. I packed my bags that night and left for good. Marcus never asked for anything in return. He never bragged about what he'd done. He just said, "I'm glad you're safe." Looking back, Marcus didn't just save me from a toxic relationship. He saved my sanity. Without him, I probably would have stayed stuck there for years, too scared to leave, convinced no one would believe me. He gave me back my freedom without me even realizing what he was doing. That's the most badass thing anyone has ever done for me. Story. She posted, "Some people will never be enough." After I proposed with a 1-carat ring instead of 2, I commented, "You're absolutely right." Then I proposed to someone else with the same ring. 1 year later, her mother called me, begging to give her daughter another chance after seeing the wedding announcement. I, 30 male, proposed to my girlfriend Kendra, 28, 6 months ago after 3 years together. I'd saved for 8 months to buy a 1-carat solitaire diamond ring, cost me $6,200. Not the biggest purchase of my life, but as someone making 72 gala a year, it was significant. I planned everything perfectly. Her favorite restaurant private room photographer hidden to capture the moment. When I got on one knee, she said yes. We kissed, cried, the whole thing. The photographer got beautiful shots. Then she looked at the ring, really looked at it. Her exact words, "Oh, it's classic. I should have known right then." We got home. She immediately called her mom, her sister, her best friend, Jordan. I heard her in the bedroom saying, "Yeah, it's nice. Just smaller than I expected." The next morning, she posted the engagement announcement on Instagram. But the caption, "He proposed, can't wait to start this journey." Remember, ladies, it's not about the ring, it's about the love. Blessed. Some things are more important than carrots. The passive aggression was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Then, 2 hours later, she posted on her story, "Some people will never be enough, no matter how hard they try, but we accept what we think we deserve." She didn't tag me, but all our friends saw it. My phone started blowing up. "My best friend Cameron, bro, what's going on?" "My sister, did you guys have a fight?" Her friend Jordan just saw Kendra's story. "You okay?" I confronted her that evening. "What was that post about?" She played dumb. "What post?" I showed her the screenshot Cameron sent me. "Oh, that wasn't about you. That was about my coworker. She's having issues. Really. 2 hours after announcing our engagement, she got defensive." God, not everything is about you, Jason. Why are you so insecure? "I'm not insecure. I'm asking why you're posting cryptic messages after I proposed." Then she said it. "Maybe if you'd put more thought into the ring, you wouldn't be so paranoid." More thought? I saved for 8 months? That's the problem. You saved for 8 months and could only afford this. She held up her hand like the ring was contaminated. "It's a 1-carat diamond." "It's beautiful." "It's embarrassing. Jordan's boyfriend proposed with a 2.5-carat ring, and he makes less than you." Jordan's boyfriend is drowning in debt. At least he prioritizes her. I stood up. "You know what? You're right. Some people will never be enough." Then I walked to the bedroom, grabbed the ring box, and held out my hand. "Give it back." Her face went, "Wait, what? The ring? Give it back." "You're right. You deserve what you think you deserve, and you clearly don't think you deserve this. Jason, stop being dramatic." "I'm not being dramatic. You publicly humiliated me. Give me the ring back." "I'm not giving you the ring back. We're engaged." "No, we're not. You can't be engaged to someone who's not enough." I left that night, stayed at Cameron's place. She texted me 73 times. Everything from "you're overreacting" to "you're really going to end 3 years over a misunderstanding." I replied once, "You're absolutely right. Some people will never be enough. Thanks for the clarity." Then I blocked her. Update 1. The entitlement escalation has been insane. First, Kendra kept the ring, refused to give it back, posted photos wearing it with captions like, "A diamond is forever, even if the man isn't." I had to get a lawyer involved. Legally, an engagement ring is a conditional gift. If the wedding doesn't happen, it should be returned. My lawyer sent her a formal request. Her response, she had her mom call my mom. My mom told me the conversation went like this. "Kendra's mom, your son is being absolutely ridiculous. He's destroying my daughter over a social media post. My mom, your daughter said he wasn't enough because he bought a 1-carat diamond instead of 2. She never said that. It's literally on Instagram. That was taken out of context. Besides, shouldn't a man want to give his fiancée the best? The best he could afford was $200. That's not nothing. Well, maybe he should have saved longer. My husband gave me 3 carats. How nice for you. Tell Kendra to return the ring. Then Kendra started a whole campaign. She told everyone I was emotionally abusive, controlling, cheap, probably gay because what straight man takes back a ring? She posted a TikTok that went semi-viral, 12K views about how to spot a narcissist. He proposes, then takes it back when you express feelings. But the best part, she started a relationship with her coworker Blake 2 weeks after we broke up. The same Blake she'd been texting constantly during our relationship, but insisted was just a friend. Blake commented on all her posts with stuff like, "You deserve the world queen," and his loss. Then she made a crucial mistake. She posted a photo of her and Blake at a jewelry store with the caption, "When he takes you shopping for the ring, you actually deserve Chessa upgrade complete." One problem, she was still wearing my ring in the photo. Cameron's girlfriend who works at that jewelry store texted me, "Elsamo, your ex just came in with some guy. They looked at 15K rings for an hour, then left without buying anything. The guy looked sick when he saw the prices. I screenshot everything for my lawyer." Update 2. Kendra finally returned the ring after my lawyer threatened legal action, but not before. 1. Having it professionally cleaned, aka trying to damage it. 2. Claiming she lost the certificate of authenticity. 3. Returning it in a different box with a note saying, "Hope your next victim has lower standards." The ring was fine. The certificate was in my safe. She never had it. I had it professionally inspected, perfect condition. Meanwhile, her relationship with Blake crashed and burned when she found out he was still living with his ex. $45 in debt from crypto, had been dating 3 other women. She tried to crawl back, sent me this long email about how she realized what she lost, and how maybe the ring size doesn't matter. I didn't respond, but here's where it gets good. I met someone new, Luna. She's a pediatric nurse, loves hiking, has a golden retriever named Taco, and doesn't even have Instagram. We met at Cameron's birthday party. First thing she said to me, "You're the guy whose ex made that TikTok about the ring, right?" Unfortunately, that was insane. My ex proposed with a ring pop, and I still said yes. The marriage sucked, but the proposal was sweet. We laughed, started talking, been together ever since. 8 months in, I knew she was the one. She didn't care about expensive dinners, never asked for designer anything, and once said, "I don't understand spending thousands on a ring when that could be a house down payment." So, I proposed with the same ring. I told her the whole story first. Her response? "So, it's like a pre-owned ring with character. Even better, more sustainable." She said yes immediately. Posted one photo on Facebook. She has like 200 friends, mostly family, with the caption, "Said yes to my best friend. Can't wait for our adventure." That was it. No hashtags, no ring close-ups, no humble brags, but someone screenshot it and sent it to Kendra. Update 3. Kendra lost her mind. It started with her posting a series of Instagram stories. When you realize you were the practice round, imagine being so cheap you recycle engagement rings. Some men really think they did something. Then she made a whole TikTok series called Red Flags I Ignored, where she talked about our relationship. Except she rewrote history completely. Claims I was financially controlling. I paid for 70% of our dates. Says I isolated from friends. I encouraged her to go out. Insists I gaslighted her about the ring. She literally called it embarrassing. But my favorite accusation. I probably planned this all along to humiliate her. Yes, Kendra. I planned to fall in love with someone else and propose with the same ring just to spite you. You cracked the code. Then came the flying monkeys. Her friend Jordan messaged Luna on Facebook. "Girl to girl, you should know that ring has bad energy. Kendra wore it first. You're getting her leftovers." Luna responded, "Girl to girl, I'm getting a man who knows my worth isn't measured in carats, but thanks for your concern." Jordan screenshot this and posted it on her story. Some women have no self-respect. Luna, who again barely uses social media, created her first and only Instagram story. A photo of her hand with the ring and the caption, "Self-respect is knowing your value doesn't come from what's on your finger, but who's holding your hand. Also, this ring is perfect." She tagged Jordan. Jordan blocked her. But the peak entitlement came from Darlene, Kendra's mom. She called me at my workplace. "Jason, this is Darlene. We need to talk. We really don't. You're being cruel using the same ring. That's psychological warfare. It's my ring. I bought it. You bought it for Kendra. And she didn't want it. Said it wasn't enough. She was emotional. You know how women are about proposals. Luna wasn't. She said yes immediately. That's because she has no standards, or because she loves me for me, not my bank account. You're doing this to hurt Kendra. I'm doing this because I love Luna. Kendra's feelings aren't my concern anymore. She's been crying for weeks. She should have thought about that before publicly humiliating me. Just can you at least get a different ring? I'll pay the difference for a new one. Same size, different ring. What? I'll give you $600 for a new ring. Just don't use that one. You want to pay me to get a different ring so your daughter feels better about rejecting it? It's causing her emotional distress. No, I'll make it $8,000. Darlene, I'm hanging up now. $10,000, just please. I hung up. She called back and left a voicemail offering $12,000. Update 4. So Kendra did something unhinged, even for her. She reached out to the photographer who did our proposal photos. Remember those? The ones from the failed proposal? She created a whole Instagram post with those photos and this caption. 1 year ago, I made the hardest decision of my life. I said no to settling. These photos were taken the moment I realized I deserved more than what was being offered. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is walk away from something that looks perfect but feels wrong. To all the queens out there, never settle. Wait for the man who sees your worth. Know your value. Queen mindset. She edited the narrative to make it look like she rejected me. The photographer who I'd hired and paid was pissed. He commented, "These photos were from an accepted proposal. You said, yes, I was there. This is false advertising of my work." She deleted his comment and blocked him. He then posted on his page, when someone uses your work to lie about what happened. She said, "Yes, folks, I have the video." And he posted a clip of her saying yes and crying happy tears. Kendra reported his page for harassment, but the best response came from an unexpected source. Blake, yeah, the guy she dated after me. He commented on her post. "Didn't you beg me to propose after knowing me for 3 weeks? And didn't you ask to try on rings on our second date?" Weird definition of not settling. The tea he spilled in that comment section before she could delete it. She asked him his salary on their first date. She had a Pinterest board called Blake's Proposal Ideas. After dating for 1 week, she told him she expected at least 3 carats. She cried when he said he needed to pay off debt first. Then my wedding announcement went live in the local paper. Luna's grandma insisted. She's 87 and traditional. Darlene called me again, this time crying. "Please, Jason, please reconsider." Reconsider what? I'm getting married in 6 days. Kendra made a mistake. She knows that now. I'm marrying Luna. She's had a rough year. Blake broke her heart. Blake dated her for 3 weeks. She got passed over for a promotion. Not my problem. She's been in therapy. Good for her. She still loves you. She loved the idea of a 2-carat ring. She made that clear. Just can you meet with her? 1 coffee. Let her apologize. No, she's my only daughter. She's been depressed. She cries looking at your wedding announcement. Then she shouldn't look at it. You destroyed her life. No, she destroyed our relationship. I just moved on with her ring. With my ring that I bought with my money that she rejected. You're heartless. I'm getting married on Saturday. Don't call again. She called 16 more times. I had to block the number. Final update. I married Luna yesterday. It was perfect. Small ceremony, 50 guests, backyard reception at her parents' house. She wore her mom's wedding dress altered to fit. I wore a suit I already owned. We spent the wedding budget on an amazing honeymoon to Costa Rica instead. During the ceremony, when the officiant asked for objections, Cameron loudly coughed and said, "If anyone named Kendra is here, now's not your chance." Everyone laughed. Luna's vows included, "I promise to love you for your generous heart, not your ring budget, and to always measure our wealth in memories, not carats." But here's the wild part. Kendra showed up at the reception. Not invited, not welcome, just showed up. Security. Luna's cop brother stopped her at the gate. She was wearing a white dress. To my wedding, Luna's brother called me over. Kendra was crying, mascara running, holding a letter. "I need 5 minutes," she begged. "You need to leave. I wrote you a letter. Just read it. Please." Luna walked over looking stunning in her dress. "Oh, you must be Kendra. Love the white dress. Bold choice for someone else's wedding." Kendra looked at Luna's ring. The ring and started sobbing harder. That was supposed to be mine. But you didn't want it, Luna said calmly. You said it wasn't enough. I think it's perfect. Thank you for giving him back to the dating pool. You're trash, my treasure, and all that. You're wearing my ring. Actually, Luna held up her hand. It's my ring. Has been for a year. Fits perfectly, too. Almost like it was meant to be. Kendra turned to me. How could you do this to me? Do what? Move on. Get married. Be happy. You know what you did using the same ring? The ring you publicly mocked. That ring, I was stressed. I wasn't thinking clearly for 3 years because you made fun of my gifts. Our entire relationship. I've changed. Good for you. I've moved on. I'll do anything. I'll apologize publicly. I'll delete all the posts. Luna interrupted. You'll leave now before I have my brother arrest you for trespassing. Kendra looked between us, then said the most entitled thing ever. I hope you're happy knowing you're wearing a ring meant for someone else. Luna smiled. I'm wearing a ring my husband chose, paid for, and gave to someone he loves. The fact that someone else was too shallow to appreciate it just makes it more special to me. Kendra left, but not before throwing the letter on the ground and screaming, You'll regret this! We didn't read the letter. Luna's brother threw it away. The reception continued. We danced, laughed, ate amazing food. Cameron gave a speech about how sometimes you have to go through coal to find your diamond, and Jason found his after returning one to the jewelry store of life. Today, we're at the airport heading to Costa Rica. Luna's wearing the ring, reading a book, occasionally showing me funny memes. Last night, Kendra posted on Instagram, The universe removes people from your life to protect you. Thankful for the bullets I've dodged. Jordan commented, He was never worthy of you, Queen. Her mom commented, My beautiful daughter deserves the world. Blake commented, This is why I'm glad we ended things. The photographer commented, Still false advertising to use my photos. Luna saw the post. Someone sent it to her and said, Should I be petty? Always. She posted one photo on her rarely used Instagram. A picture of us at the altar. Her ring clearly visible with the caption, Married my best friend. To the person who said, This ring wasn't enough. Thank you. It was exactly enough for the right person. She didn't tag Kendra, but everyone knew. The post got 2,147 likes, more than any of Kendra's posts ever got. Kendra's account went private an hour later. As I'm typing this on the plane, Luna just showed me a text from an unknown number. This is Darlene. I'll pay you $20,000 to divorce him and give Kendra another chance. Luna replied, I'd rather have my 1-carat ring, an amazing husband than your money, or your daughter's drama. Lose this number. Then she blocked it and ordered us champagne. To everyone saying, I should have bought a different ring. Why? This ring is beautiful, expensive, and meaningful. The fact that someone else couldn't see its value doesn't diminish it. Luna loves it because of its history, not despite it. To those saying I was petty, absolutely. But sometimes petty is justified. She tried to publicly humiliate me for not spending enough money. She learned that money can't buy class, love, or happiness. The ring isn't cursed or tainted. It's just a ring that found its right owner. Currently sipping champagne at 30,000 FT with my wife, who thinks I'm enough, exactly as I am living my best life. Edit since people keep asking. Yes, Kendra is still single. No, Blake never proposed to anyone. Yes, Jordan is still with her boyfriend, but still not engaged despite the 2.5-carat ring. Edit 2. The photographer reached out to say Kendra tried to hire him for a self-love photo shoot, where she wanted to recreate proposal photos, but with herself. He declined. He also said he's using her as an example in his contract about misrepresentation of services. Edit 3. Luna says hi and wants everyone to know the ring sparkles extra bright in the Costa Rican sun. She also wants to add that she's gotten more compliments on this ring than her friend with a 3-carat ring, because taste matters more than size. Her words, not mine.